Karen, I am Mary. From today, I am your mother. Make sure you listen to me. I want you to be my daughter and live your life accordingly. First of all, we're going to have a parent-child meeting. I want you to show up at our house in the next 3 days. Our house meaning your father's house. You know where it is, right?
Excuse me? Who are you?
I'm your mother.
My mother died 2 years ago. I'm not interested in some kind of prank.
I'm not that mother. You know your father remarried, don't you?
That's news to me.
I'm the one who married your father. We had a beautiful wedding in Hawaii last week. We just got back from our honeymoon.
Oh.
After we enjoyed our honeymoon, I thought I'd do something nice to my new family, you know. I'm a kind and sensible wife, so I thought I'd give you, my husband's ex-wife's child, a nice life too.
I don't think a truly kind and sensible person would say that about herself. You don't seem to be able to communicate well, and I'm not interested in getting involved with your family, so goodbye.
I understand your confusion at this sudden turn of events. I get it. But don't worry, your biological mother has already passed away, so I, who married your biological father and became his wife, am automatically your mother. From now on, you can count on me like your real mother.
I don't want to.
What?
I just remembered. Aren't you Mary, the woman my father cheated on my mother with, who was the reason my parents divorced? I heard that when my father divorced my mother, he and the other woman broke up. That breakup was one of the conditions my mother offered in order to get divorced. So why are you married to my father?
Oh, you knew all that?
I never met you, but I knew the details of what had happened when things had settled down.
Well, I'm not going to hide anything from you, so I'll tell you. When I heard that your mother had passed away, I got back together with your father 6 months ago and we got married. I finally got the position of wife of the company president that I had always wanted. Since the person who made the offer is no longer with us, I'll do whatever I want.
I see. You're a prick, just like you used to be.
Huh?
I don't know which part of you is kind or sensible. I'm appalled to hear it. I don't consider you or my father family. I have no intention of getting along with you in the future. I don't want to get involved in your affairs, so please leave me alone. If you'll excuse me.
Well, wait a minute.
What do you want?
I'm not going to ask for your approval without offering you anything. You're single, aren't you? Poor thing. You must be so lonely. That's why I found you a wonderful husband.
What?
I'm telling you to show up at our house to meet your future husband. It seems you ran away from your parents' house after they divorced, but without your father's backing, you could only get an average boring man, right? That's why you're still single at your age, isn't it? Let me, the president's wife, solve that problem for you. I have a high income and a nice-looking man for you. You should be thankful.
No, thank you. Goodbye. Sis, can we chat right now? Something has happened. Karen? I'm on my lunch break, so we can chat. What's up? That scab dad married that scab Mary. What? I got a text from her today. She says she found out about mom's death and got back together with dad 6 months ago. And they got married a week ago. They went on their honeymoon and came back today. What? I guess that scab dad had my contact info on his phone, and that's how Mary found my number. Also, she said to me, your real mother has already passed away, and I married your biological father and became his wife, which automatically makes me your mother. From now on, you can depend on me like your real mother. Huh? Of course, I rejected her offer. These people are such pricks. I know, and you know, she was saying some weird stuff. Weird stuff? Something about finding me a husband with high income. What? What the hell? She wants me to come to her house in the next 3 days to meet the man. I should ignore her, right? Of course. Besides, there's no way you're getting married now. It must be some kind of harassment. I know, right? But she did say something that bothered me a little. She told me that she felt sorry for me for being single at my age. Maybe it's not me the scumbag is talking about. That's possible. I'm curious too. I'll look into it. Karen, why don't you block the scumbag? She's annoying, right? But I'm afraid of blocking her and not knowing what she'll do. I think I'll just leave it like this and see what happens.
Okay, either way, you're just gonna ignore what Scumbag says.
Karen, you don't want to come to the face-to-face meeting, do you? That's fine with me. I've already arranged your marriage. All you have to do is show up at the wedding venue on the day and everything will be set. This is my gift to you as your new mother. Take it gratefully. The first Sunday of next month is the wedding day, so be at the Starlight Hotel by 7 a.m. I will arrange the dress and the wedding venue on my end. It's a small ceremony for the two families only, but please don't be rude on the groom's family. You do realize that this is unacceptable? I could just barely tolerate you not coming to the wedding, but how dare you not come to the wedding? You do understand that without the bride, there can be no wedding, right? The groom and his family are already here. The wedding is about to start. What are you doing? Come to the wedding hall right now. Not only did you not show up at the designated time, you didn't even call me at all. Are you trying to disgrace me?
What? I'm not getting married.
Huh? What are you playing games with me? I've told you before. Don't you feel sorry for the groom?
You're still talking about that?
Of course I am. You're getting married today.
I don't have a boyfriend and I have no plans to get married.
You're getting married to someone your mother, decided for you.
Huh?
The man you're marrying to is 45 years old, but his family is very wealthy, so you'll be rich.
45 years old?
You may feel the age difference now, but after a certain number of years, you won't mind so much. And his face doesn't look that old for a 45-year-old. He doesn't even have a tan, and his skin is so beautiful that I envy him.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh no, I'm serious. I even have the marriage certificate ready.
If you're serious, please stop it.
Hey, Karen, listen to your mother.
What? Who says you're my mother?
I told you the other day. Now that your real mother has passed away, I, who married your real father, am automatically your mother.
Are you joking?
You're the one who's joking. Enough of this stubbornness. Accept it. I also told you that this marriage is a gift from me to you. If you don't have the backing, you'll never have the chance to marry a wealthy man. I found you a husband, and I'm going to give you the happiness of being a rich wife, you know. It's not polite to lash out at me like that, even if we weren't related as mother and daughter.
You scumbag.
Huh?
Don't act like you're my mother. You're a nuisance.
Scumbag?
You took advantage of my mother's death to get back together with my father. I don't want to be told about politeness by the rudest person like you. No one can be my mother other than my real mother.
That's nonsense. I've already decided who you're going to marry to. Now get your butt to the wedding. You're at an age where you're going to be an old hag anyway, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be rich when you marry this man. So it's really not that bad for you.
That's not the point. I'm not old enough to get married yet.
Huh?
Goodbye.
Don't talk nonsense. Oh well, I'm coming to pick you up now.
Sis, the scumbag lady seems to be trying to start the wedding on her own. And the husband she says she found for me is a 45-year-old man. That's too much.
He's a 45-year-old man and he's a very complicated guy.
Did you find out anything on your side too?
Yup, I got in touch with a lawyer who helped Mom with a divorce. She knew Mom and Dad from when they were young, so I thought she might know about current Dad's situation. And my guess was right, she knew stuff. Now I have some idea of what's going on.
Tell me.
When I told her about the wedding, the first words out of her mouth were, "Oh, I thought today was the oldest daughter's wedding." That's what she said.
You mean your wedding, not mine?
Yeah.
I knew it. I thought Mary was estimating my age as quite high. She must have been mistaking me for the oldest daughter.
Well, I'm only 29 either, you know. I think it's too early for that old hag to be messing with me about my age.
I know, right? Anyway, didn't Dad think it was strange?
He's been on an overseas business trip for the past 5 months. The marriage proposal was brought up a month after that. It seems that Mary was in charge of the wedding and other arrangements. And by the way, Dad was supposed to attend the wedding today, but he got seriously injured on his business trip and had to cancel his attendance.
Things are so chaotic.
And then,
Oh, wait a minute. I just got a text from this scumbag.
Wow, seriously?
If there's anything else you are going to tell me, just keep typing and send it to me. I'll let her know if I need to.
Okay, I'll let you know.
I'm here to pick you up. Now get ready and come to the wedding. Remember, even though it's a small ceremony, you're keeping everyone waiting. Don't be selfish and accept the marriage.
Pick me up? Where are you picking me up from?
At your apartment in Avalon Town? Of course. Open the door.
That's the apartment my older sister and I used to live in. No mistake, but we've already moved out.
What? Your older sister? You're the eldest of 2 sisters, right?
No, I'm Karen, the second eldest.
Huh? Isn't the first daughter Karen and the second daughter Sarah?
It's the other way around. The eldest is Sarah and I'm the second daughter, Karen.
You mean I remembered it wrong?
Did you get our names from my father?
Huh? Well, now that you mention it, when my husband talked about his daughters, he would say my eldest daughter, blah blah blah, my second daughter, blah blah blah, so I don't think I've ever heard the names directly from him.
So I guess there must have been some kind of misunderstanding or assumptions. Well, I'm sure you got my number by snooping on my father's cell phone or some such devious means. I guess there was no one to correct your mistake.
What a surprise! Then, call your old sister Sarah right now. Your sister is a lonely old single woman too, isn't she? I heard that after your parents divorced, you 2 sisters cheekily disobeyed your father and left home. How can such a cheeky woman who's approaching 30 get married? I've arranged everything for her, so tell her to come to the wedding now.
Sarah's already married.
Huh?
She got married 6 months ago and now lives on a remote island where her husband was born and raised.
What?
So you have to give up on having a wedding today.
Fine, then you can be the bride. Huh? Where are you? I'll pick you up right away. You'll get a marriage license right after the wedding today.
I'm only 15, you know.
What?
I'm a freshman in high school.
What?
I'm not old enough to get married yet by law, didn't you know?
Considering my husband's age, I thought you were older.
My sister and I are 14 years apart. After Sarah got married, I live in the high school dormitory.
Is that true?
Why don't you ask my father? I'm sure he'll remember how old his daughter is.
No way.
I mean, you've never talked about it with my father?
I wouldn't talk about his ex-wife's daughters unless I had to. I didn't even know the age of his first daughter until I was in the process of arranging the marriage.
You should have asked how old his second daughter was as well. Or maybe you should have asked the names of the first and second daughters first. After all, your plan was based on assumptions and misunderstandings.
Shut up.
Well, it's none of my business.
This is not good. What am I going to do then about today's wedding?
I'm sorry, but I'm about to board a ferry to a remote island where Sarah lives, so I'm afraid I won't be able to get a signal on my phone.
What? Hey, you don't have to get married right now. Just be the bride today. The thing is, your father's company is in financial trouble. The groom's parents are the only ones who can help him out of this crisis. That's why I need you to marry him.
I see. That's why you were trying to force the marriage. You said you wanted to do something for your daughter, something motherly, but in the end, it's all about self-interest, isn't it?
That's not true. I was doing it for your sake. You don't want your father's company to go bankrupt, do you? You know, when you inherit in the future, your share will be less.
As I recall, my late mother was the legal representative for me and my sister's disinheritance.
What?
My mother's family is rich. We don't need our scum father's inheritance. Well, goodbye now.
Hey, Karen, can we have a barbecue for dinner tonight? I got some fresh shellfish and fish from the islanders earlier. I'm thinking of grilling them together.
That's great. I'm near the supermarket now. If we're having a barbecue, do you want me to buy some vegetables or something?
That would be great.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it seems like Mom's lawyer contacted me this morning.
Oh, you mean about the wedding yesterday?
Yeah, I called her right back and she told me an interesting story.
Interesting story?
Apparently Dad's company is on the verge of bankruptcy after all.
So Mary was right.
And as a way out of the crisis, Mary offered her husband's oldest daughter to the son of the president of Dad's business partner, the 45-year-old shut-in son. and Dad was supposed to get financial support as a result of the marriage.
Wow. Oh, by the way, Mary said the man had nice skin for a 45-year-old. I guess it meant that he had no tan nor age spots because he's a shut-in man.
Maybe it meant that that's the only advantage he had.
That's not an advantage at all. That's too creepy. I mean, we both like healthy, macho guys, right?
That's right.
Your husband is a diving instructor.
He has a nice tan, doesn't he?
I can see he's your type.
Well, I don't need to talk about my husband right now, but even if I were single, I wouldn't want a 45-year-old shut-in man.
Me neither. There's no way you would agree to such an absurd marriage.
Maybe Mary thought that if I heard that Dad's company was going bankrupt, I would consent to it without a second thought.
Come to think of it, she was talking about inheritance when she was trying to persuade me. She's such a scumbag.
It's true, isn't it?
Oh. Speak of the devil, I got a text from her.
Oh no, are you going to reply?
No way. I'm going to block her. My mother's lawyer told me through my sister what happened to the scumbag woman. She was blamed for making a false marriage proposal based on her own assumptions. The groom's family apparently made her pay a fee. It seems that the groom's family demanded that she pay for the wedding and the honeymoon that she had booked on her own. The amount of money was not that much, but my father's company was on the verge of bankruptcy, so she had a very hard time paying back the money. And just as she finally finished paying it back, my father's company went bankrupt. They were saddled with a large amount of debt, and their gorgeous lifestyle took a turn for the worse. They are now both working and living in extreme poverty.
Hey sis, this is you, right?
What? It's definitely me, but when did you take this picture?
I knew it. I thought this plain and dowdy look was you. I moved to a new house when I got married 5 years ago, and I hadn't seen you since then, but I recognized you right away because you haven't changed at all.
I guess your insensitivity haven't changed either to secretly film someone. 5 years have passed and you're still very childish.
You're a terrible person to say that. No wonder I was able to steal Henry from you. I thought you learned from that and become a little more modest. Maybe you abandoned being a decent woman after Henry abandoned you?
Shut up. If you don't want anything from me, can we just be done with this?
Oh, wait. I have something to tell you. I wanted to say hello to my neighboring sister.
Huh?
Juliet, didn't you think it was strange? This picture was taken in Miami, near Miami Central Station. Guess what? I moved near Miami Central Station. Henry got transferred and I came along with him. And since you were at the station too, that means we're going to be neighbors, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing you more from now on.
Did that company have a branch in Miami area?
You don't react very well, do you, Julia? You should be a little more surprised. Oh, are you curious about it?
About what?
About Henry. He left you, the infertile woman, to become my husband. He's mine now. He still loves me so much that he's all over me every day.
Don't worry, after 5 years, I'm not interested in him, even a bit.
Oh, really?
What? Don't tell me you want me to care about him.
No, but...
Okay. Is that all you want? I'm very busy, so I'll see you later.
Oh, wait a minute. We now live in the same city, so tell me your address. I'll visit you with Henry. Juliet, listen up. I'm raising Henry's child now. The baby I was carrying at the time that led to my marriage to Henry is now 4 years old. He grew up to be a cute little boy just like me. By the way, it was a boy. He's healthy and full of energy, but he is just so naughty. Sometimes he's so energetic that I couldn't handle him. He's such a troublemaker.
Oh, it's you again. Can you stop texting me about boring things? I use this phone for work too, and I don't want it occupied with unimportant texts.
What? It's just a little bit. So you know my son is in kindergarten and...
What a pain in the butt.
Oh, hey.
I'm gonna block you. Bye.
Julia? Hey sis, it's Teresa.
Huh? Don't tell me you changed your phone number.
I did. We live in the same city, so I want to get in touch with you when something happens.
I have no intention of getting involved with you.
Oh no, I was so busy raising my kid that I had nothing to look forward to, and then you came along. How could I give up such a fun toy?
A fun toy?
You can entertain me like you used to. Anyway, tell me where you live now.
I don't live in Miami.
What? Come on, you're lying. You can't fool me. Are you afraid that I'm going to ruin your life like I did 5 years ago? You're so stupid to try to cover it up now that you've been photographed so clearly.
I'm sure I'm the one in the picture you took at Miami Central Station, but I just happened to be passing by. I don't live there.
That's a lie.
I'm not lying.
Just because you don't want to be my toy, you can't run away now that you've been discovered. Well, we're in the same city, and you do use Miami Central Station, right? I'll find you soon, so look forward to it.
Diana, long time no see. Is this a good time?
Hey Julia, it's been a while. I haven't heard from you much lately. Are you busy?
Yup. Fortunately, I'm in an environment where I can get help from people around me, but I'm still pretty busy.
But the fact that you contacted me in the midst of all that, I guess this is about Henry and Teresa.
Bingo. Recently, Teresa has been texting me frequently, so I decided to check in on her just in case. Diana, you're a relative of Henry, so I thought you might know something. From the sound of it, something is going on, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
What happened?
I'll start from the conclusion. Henry and Teresa got divorced 2 weeks ago.
What? Why?
The boy Teresa gave birth to is now 4 years old, and it turned out that he wasn't Henry's.
What? If he's 4 years old, he's the child Henry had when he divorced me 5 years ago, right?
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but he had a chance to find out that he was infertile to the point where he couldn't have children. He thought that shouldn't be true, so he had a DNA test done with his son, and the result came back that the child was not his.
What a surprise.
After further investigation, he found out that Teresa, she and her son's father had separated before she got married to Henry, but Henry found out that she was having an affair with another man. In the end, Henry and Teresa got divorced because of Teresa's infidelity.
Really?
By the way, it's a long story.
Oh, there's more?
I don't want to keep texting. You're busy too, right? I think it would be better if we finish up our chores and talk on the phone at night.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll call you after 9 p.m. How's that?
Okay, talk to you later. Diana, thank you for telling me. I had no idea what was happening. Glad you told me.
I'm glad the information was useful. By the way, Teresa, she never learns, does she?
Well, it's only a few more days for me. If I don't hear from her, I'll just leave it alone, and if she tries to get involved again, I'll just warn her and say bye-bye.
Hey sis! Oh wow, my son was so full of energy today. That's because my in-laws promised to take him to an amusement park, so he was so excited. We're going next month, but he's already imitating roller coasters. A 4-year-old is too short to ride a roller coaster, right? He might cry if he can't ride it, so what should we do? I'm having a hard time deciding how to calm him down. I'm happy that my baby is growing up, but I'm not so happy that he's too energetic, you know. But that's cute too.
I see.
Whoops! I'm sorry for bragging about my child to you who can't have children. Do you feel anything when I brag about it? I mean, you'll never understand the joy I feel. It's hard work, but I'm so happy.
I see. It's even harder when you have 4.
What? What do you mean 4?
We have quadruplets.
Huh? Quadruplets?
I'll tell you all about it, because it's annoying if you keep asking me questions. I remarried 3 years ago.
What? Oh, quadruplets are the kids of the guy you remarried to?
No, they're not. I gave birth to them.
What?
Quadruplets mean quadruple the workload, quadruple the money, quadruple of everything. And that makes it 4 times as much fun. Fortunately, my husband and I are able to make ends meet with our current income and the support of those around us. Raising children is hard work, isn't it?
You have babies despite being infertile? How did you do that?
It's just that I wasn't actually infertile.
Huh? Wait, but you and Henry got divorced because you couldn't have a baby after 3 years, and apparently you were infertile. Then I got pregnant with Henry's child.
Yeah, so at the time, with your baby in the belly and all, I got alimony and agreed to get divorced. But the fact was, I've never had a fertility test.
Oh, really?
After 3 years of marriage, I was still not pregnant, and I was thinking about getting a test. But we got divorced right at that point, so I never had a test.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So in the end, I heard that Henry was infertile.
What? You knew?
I only just found out the other day.
You went to the trouble of looking into it?
Because, it's been 5 years, and you're suddenly annoying me just because you saw me at Miami Central Station, and that made me wonder if something was going on. So I contacted someone who seemed to know what was going on. She told me the whole story of how you and Henry found out that Henry was infertile and how things escalated into drama.
You're not telling me that you heard about my child, are you?
Of course I heard about it. The child, who turned out not to be Henry's, was taken in by your ex-boyfriend, the real father, just the other day. Your ex-boyfriend was surprised that you had a child because he was dumped of being poor. But he took the child in saying, I have a stable income now, and I'll take full responsibility for raising him.
You know too much details.
As for our parents, 5 years ago, our parents allowed you to marry Henry because of their unborn grandchild. But this time they were furious and cut ties with you.
You know about that too?
Hearsay from a stranger isn't good enough, so I called my parents myself to confirm the facts. They apologized for despising me for the sake of their grandchild, but that's nothing to worry about now. Anyway, so your child is now with his biological father and not living with you. Although you moved to Miami with your child right after our parents had cut ties with you, your ex-boyfriend, who is the biological father, got custody of the child, so now you're alone. That's when you happened to spot me at Miami Central Station and came up with the idea. In order to pay the compensation that was charged by Henry, you decided to get money from me, right?
You know that too?
It's the kind of thing you think of, since you've always been trying to get money from me. When you come up to me and say, hey sis, I know you're up to something. Even though I haven't seen you for 5 years, I haven't lost my instincts.
What? You know everything.
And were you also trying to let out your frustration by bragging about your child since you thought I was infertile? You even pretended that you lived with your child and lied about going to amusement park with your in-laws. How pathetic.
Shut up. I wanted to see the look of frustration on your face by bragging about how happy I was to be able to raise a child. I never thought my child would be taken away. On top of that, you remarried and had quadruplets. I'm all alone now, and Henry is even demanding compensation. Why am I the only one who has to go through this?
You brought all this on yourself.
That's not true. It's all your fault that things turned out this way.
What? How could that be possible?
If you hadn't married Henry, this wouldn't have happened. If your husband was not the infertile Henry, my affair wouldn't have been exposed.
Well, you shouldn't have cheated on your boyfriend. And you shouldn't have stole my husband. Well, it's too late to talk about it now. You deserve what's coming to you.
Shut up! I'll never forgive you, Julia. You'll see, I'll get my revenge. Hey! Why wasn't it you?
What?
I did some serious investigation and found out where you lived. When I went to check it out, I found a totally different old lady living there.
What are you doing? That's not going to work.
Because it was near Miami Central Station and I was sure that was your house.
I told you before, I don't live in Miami.
But
the only reason I was in Miami last time was because I was visiting my husband's parents. My mother-in-law told me to leave the quadruplets with her and take a little break. I took her offer and was out shopping by myself. I didn't expect you to be there filming me. My husband's parents don't live near Miami Central Station, and I changed my last name to my husband's, so there's no point in trying to find where I live using my maiden name. No matter how hard you look, you'll never find me.
Then where are you? Tell me your current address.
No way.
Why not?
You're too stupid to give your address to someone who's publicly stated that she wants revenge, especially when you have a family to protect now. I'm not some invincible woman who's been cut ties by her parents and had her kid taken away.
Don't say that. I'm your little sister.
So?
So help me. I told you I'm all alone.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity.
Huh?
I think it's a good opportunity for you, Teresa, who's only thought about living by leaning on people with money. I think it's a good opportunity for you to live on your own.
What's that? Where are you, Julia?
We're going to be in the sky from now.
Huh? In the sky?
Tomorrow we'll be over the sea.
Huh? You mean you're going to live abroad?
My husband works for a foreign company. Even though Miami is a big city, considering the risk of encountering you, I decided it's not safe to have my husband's parents' house there. So we're moving with his parents to the country where the company is headquartered.
No way!
Bye-bye now.
Wait, hey, Julia, to tell you the truth, I broke the window of a woman with the same name as you. I thought you were living happily with your quadruplets, so I couldn't help but to throw a rock at you. The woman found out and is going to call the police, so I need you to come and take me home. Julia, you have to answer me. You don't want me to become a criminal, do you? Come on, Julia!
My sister who threw a rock at an unrelated person's house. She was safely taken away in a police car and charged with compensation. She should have given up after that, but she was so persistent that she tried to identify my husband's company this time. She repeatedly attacked an unrelated foreign company. How she did it without knowing my husband's name is a mystery. What is even more mysterious is that she fell in love with an employee at one of those companies. But that man was married, I heard. His wife found out later and Teresa was charged compensation. Hearing such a story from Diana, I could not hide my giggle. I decided to educate our quadruple as well so that they would never become such bad people.
Hey, where are you? I went to your desk just now, but you're not there. What are you doing, neglecting your work? Hi, Megan. I've told you many times before. The people at the company don't know we're related, okay? They think that I'm simply your junior colleague, so please treat me as such. If you're not careful on a regular basis, I think there will be times when you unintentionally talk to me in your usual tone. Please make sure to sound like a senior colleague on text messages. Oh, you're as cocky as ever. So, Shirley, why aren't you at your desk? Why are you not there when it matters? I have some urgent request for you. You're really useless, aren't you? Do you realize that it's during working hours? Why are you slacking off? Get back here right away. You're my sister-in-law and you're my junior colleague at work. You have too big an attitude. No, I'm not slacking off. Isn't it you, Megan, who has a big attitude, not me? Huh? Don't get cocky. Where are you anyway? I'm sorry, I'm out shopping. What? Shopping? We're having our annual company barbecue tomorrow, right? So we're buying food for it. Oh, the barbecue that our president, Mr. Thompson, is hosting, right? That's the boss, isn't he? He's a kind, handsome 35-year-old man who takes good care of his employees. I wonder if he has a girlfriend. Hey, what do you think? Well, I don't really know. Besides, you're married, Megan. Don't be so adamant. What's wrong with being interested in a handsome president? Anyway, Megan, what do you want me to do urgently? Huh? Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. Thank goodness, it's really urgent. I think I can be back in about 30 minutes. If I take care of it right away after I get back, will I make it in time? Well, 30 minutes should be fine. Good. Please leave a note on my desk with the necessary information. I'll call you if I have any questions. Sure! Megan, can I have a word now? I checked the memo. You said it's urgent, but this amount of work won't be done soon. Then why don't you just do it until it's done? If you have time to text me, why don't you just get to work? It sounds like this is something that could have been handled a month ago. Why are you asking me now? What? Who the hell do you think you are? Unlike you clerks, salespeople don't have time to do anything. You clerks depend on the hard work of the sales department for their livelihood. So don't argue with me. Just get on with it. We don't have time, so I'll figure it out. But if I start now, I won't be able to finish by the end of the day. Please be careful from next time. Yeah. By the way, have you finished shopping for tomorrow's barbecue yet? What? Oh, yes. Actually, I was supposed to go shopping with the other staff. But it turned out that I urgently have to get your work done by the end of the day. So I've decided to have my junior take care of the shopping. He just came back and said he's going to put things in the fridge. So I'm sure things are fine. Really? Then I'm glad. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Hey, what are you going to wear tomorrow? You're free to wear whatever you want tomorrow, right? I'm thinking of wearing my favorite flared dress. I haven't decided yet, but it's a barbecue. So I think I'll wear something that's easy to move around in and okay to get dirty. Yeah, I was wrong to ask you. You don't have any cute clothes anyway, do you? You're just a plain old hag with no skills other than doing the company's chores, aren't you? You're a loser, you know. I really feel sorry for you. I don't care what you think of me. I have to take care of your urgent work, so if you'll excuse me now. Thanks! Leave the printed material on my desk when you're done. You're really funny, Shirley. There's a limit to what you can wear that's easy to move around in. Where do they sell those lame jeans and hoodies? Do you know what kind of party today is? What do you mean? It's a company barbecue. This is no ordinary barbecue. It's a barbecue hosted by the president. It's a chance to showcase yourself to our handsome young president. I really feel sorry for you. I might get dirty today while grilling meat, washing dishes, and doing other things. That's why I thought it would be best to avoid stylish clothes. You don't know what you're talking about. This is no ordinary barbecue. You've been given the perfect opportunity to get to know the president, you know? Huh? Okay. Oh, I see. Sorry, you're aware of your role. And that's why you're dressed like that, huh? My role? Yep. A clerk like you is the company's gopher. So you're the waiter at today's barbecue, right? Of course, I will do what I can as a member of the General Affairs Department. But I'm not exactly a waiter. Then, surely, you'll be my exclusive meat cook. Huh? That's about all you can do. Clerks should take orders from me, the sales representative. You are to cook the meat for yourself. Huh? I'm going to refill the drinks, so if you'll excuse me. What? Hey, I told you to listen to me. Hurry up and come over here and cook my meat. Hey, why are you standing next to the president? I thought you had been out of sight for a while, but I knew you were after him too. I can't stand the idea of you and the president having a friendly chat. Get the hell away from him. You're just a clerk. You should know your place. Hey, are you listening to me? I offered the president a drink just now, and he seemed to be flattered. So I was just about to give him another push. Will you get out of my way? Now get away from him. Hey, don't ignore me. I feel so refreshed. I've always wanted to try that pouring over someone's head thing. It's normally beer that you pour over, but I felt sorry for you if you felt cold. So I poured you red wine. You should be thankful. How do you feel? Did it feel good? Megan, what are you doing? Why are you suddenly doing this? It's not out of the blue. I kept sending you texts and you kept ignoring me. It's your fault. This is what happens when you, just a boring clerk, make a pass at the president. I was just talking to the president because he called me. Huh? Don't lie. There's no way the president would call you. Go back to being my personal waiter. You should be thanking me for the red wine I poured you. You've had enough fun, so now all you have to do is cook the meat for me. I'm going home and taking a shower. What? You want to smell good? You're not going to be valued by the president no matter what you do. What are you talking about? There's no way I can stay dressed like this, covered in red wine. Oh, by the way, the president said he has a surprise announcement at the end of the barbecue. Could it be that the president is going to confess love to me? I guess he was really happy that I poured him a beer earlier, huh? I'm finally going to get married and become rich. Megan, you've always been interested in the president. But you're married to my brother. What do you mean you're going to get married and become rich? Oh, there's some meat that's already cooked. I'll eat them while I still can. Oh, I know. After the surprise confession, I could bring the beautifully cooked meat to the president and say, I cooked it myself. I'll let the president open his mouth and let him eat the meat in front of everyone. I don't know what will happen. Anyway, I'm going back home. What did you say? This meat is delicious. Hey, I don't understand. I was so excited that I was going to be the one to be confessed love by the president. Why you? And you're engaged. A plain woman like you? How did a plain woman like you flirt with the president? We've been dating for a long time. We had originally planned to announce our engagement soon. But the truth is, we were planning to wait another 2 months or so. Huh? But you have been blatantly showing that you wanted to flirt with the president. What's wrong with that? There is no woman more suitable for the wife of the president than I am. I've told you repeatedly, you're married to my brother. I can't allow you to betray my brother with impunity. Besides, you said you appealed to him by pouring him a beer. But he's constitutionally incapable of drinking alcohol. What? He kept telling you that, but you were insistent. While the president was out of his seat, you poured alcohol into the tea he was drinking. Didn't you? I was watching. The president was about to drink it, so I rushed to stop him. I got there just in time. If I hadn't noticed, he would have drunk it and been taken away in an ambulance. What? Wasn't that alcohol in that glass? He told you he can't drink alcohol, so I think you can at least expect that it's not alcoholic beverages that was in his glass. Oh, I thought he got embarrassed when I poured him drinks. Before you do anything more, I talked it over with the president and decided to make it public that we're dating. That's why we suddenly announced our engagement today. Why you? How can a mere clerk and a gopher like you get engaged to the president? You just work as a gopher. Anyone can do your job. Isn't it rude to call a general affairs job a gopher? Besides, I've known the president since I was a little girl. What? He's my longtime friend from childhood, and he confessed his feelings for me when we were in high school. We've been dating ever since. We both originally worked for different companies. When he decided to take over this company, of which his grandfather was president at the time, I also switched jobs to his company. At that time, we were already planning to get married. So as the future wife of the president, I felt I needed to get to know the company. Oh, okay. Well, anyone can do a clerical job, so it must have been easy to change jobs, right? Well, you don't understand how hard a clerical job is, and you've always been looking down on me. But I don't want to be talked down to by someone whose sales performance has been consistently the lowest for years. Well, fine. If I can't marry the president, I'll just go to the next one. What do you mean? I'll go after the executive director's son. I recently found out he's a doctor. I want to get married and become rich too. I don't think that's possible. Huh? Why not? My brother came to the barbecue today, didn't you know? What? Today's barbecue was an event where employees' families were welcome to attend. Huh? I didn't know anything about that. And I didn't tell my husband about the barbecue. I invited him. What? Because you are married to my brother. I couldn't forgive you for saying you want to get married and become rich. So I thought I'd show my brother who you really are. No way! What a thing for you to do! If my husband says he wants a divorce or something, it's your fault. I'm going to make it impossible for you to stay at our company. Wouldn't you be better off worrying about yourself instead of me? Huh? What do you mean? What the hell is going on? Why am I being fired and not you? It's the company's decision, not mine. You're the one who told the president something, aren't you? No, I wouldn't do that. Apparently, it all started with your behavior at the barbecue the other day. What do you mean? Have you forgotten what you've done? You mixed alcohol in the president's glass, who is constitutionally incapable of drinking alcohol. You suddenly poured red wine on me. You also ordered me to be a waiter. And you ignored the rule at the barbecue, which was to grill your own food, and took food from others. All of those behaviors were being watched, you know. From the looks of it, the speculation was made that there must be others who have suffered some kind of damage. So, our internal compliance department investigated. What? Investigate? Let me explain. I'm also a member of the compliance department, but this time, I wasn't the main person in charge. And then, loads of questions started popping up. You forced a new employee who was underage to drink alcohol. When junior employees refused your invitation for a drink, you spoke ill of them behind their back. And you tried to steal another employee's sales results. Countless other complaints were reported. Me? Complaints? When we asked them why they had kept quiet until now, they said they couldn't report because they were afraid of you. Since it was discovered that you have been causing trouble for our business partners as well, the conclusion was that you're fired. No way! And my brother didn't come back to you after the barbecue, did he? Why do you know that? He's at our parents' house now. I think it's only a matter of time before he asks for a divorce. You're kidding! Wait a minute! Now, if you'll excuse me. Megan moved to our company a little before I did because of the sales manager's connections. She was so selfish that everyone had a hard time with her. But now that the sales manager has retired, Megan was fired from her job because of the disturbance she had caused. She tried to get married to the president and become rich, even though she was married to my brother. As a result, my brother had grown weary of Megan and divorced her. As for the matter of the red wine that was poured on me, I received the minimum amount of compensation from Megan, and that was the end of it. Why? Because the thing is, the new employee who was almost forced to drink alcohol sued Megan. In addition, my fiancé also sued her for mixing alcohol in his tea. Megan was arrested. She is now owed a large amount of money in settlements and compensation. She is now working part-time to pay off her debts. She complains, "Why am I in this mess?" She is living in extreme poverty all by herself. We've been dating almost 2 years now.
Yeah, I guess. A lot has happened in those 2 years.
I know. You became vice president of your father's company. It must have been hard on you, both publicly and privately.
Not really. My father laid out the rails for me. I just rode them.
That's not true, is it? I think you're a hard worker. You just don't show anyone. Not everyone can work as hard as you know.
You're really good at giving compliments.
I don't know about that. I'm just telling you the truth.
My future is secure. Could I propose to you soon?
Huh?
Erica, let's get married.
Sean, am I really fine for you?
You're always so modest, but you've got great fashion sense too. You're a really good-looking woman. I'm sure you'll be my proud wife even after I become president. I'm sure of it. I wouldn't say that if I wasn't. Please, Erica, marry me.
If you say so, I will. I'm very happy.
Let's go. Let's not try to be a bother.
Thank you. You're so bright and fun to be around. It's a dream come true to marry you.
It's not a dream. I'm going to talk to your parents as soon as possible.
Really? Well, I'll ask my parents about their schedule and get back to you.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Sean, I know it's past the appointed time, but are you lost? I don't know where you live. I'll pick you up. Sean, you're available, right? Call me.
What do you want?
What? You were supposed to say your wedding greetings to my parents today.
I was, but I'm not doing that anymore.
Huh?
That's not happening, is it?
What was that?
Your house and your parents are falling apart.
Did you come to my house by any chance?
Yeah, I did. You know, the three of us were standing on the front porch. I was so stunned. I can't marry a poor person.
I don't know what you are talking about.
So, you know, with you guys living in that shabby house, I mean, we really can't be a family.
Sean?
You're poor, but to fit in with me, you wear brand name clothes.
What?
You always wore brand name clothes even though you had a quiet personality.
Those are the brands I like. I was influenced by my mother, and we even share some of them. It's not that I was trying to fit in with you or anything like that.
Even your mother was pushing you to do that? What a family. Can't believe I fell for that.
Fooled?
You came on to me to be my future wife, right?
Huh? Sean, what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, but I'm not into gold diggers. I'll marry a woman more suitable for me as president. I'm breaking off the engagement with you.
Wait, you're saying you're breaking off the engagement because my parents' house is in shambles? Just because of that? You're saying that our relationship never existed?
Because, think about it. My dad is the president of the company, and I'm the vice president. It's embarrassing and unfashionable to have my wife's parents' house looking like that, right? What about my position?
This house was my grandparents', so sure, it's old. But breaking off an engagement because of a house?
It's not just the house.
What?
Your parents, too. Why are they so poor? I'm too embarrassed to invite them to the wedding.
Stop saying bad things about my parents. They're the two people I respect the most.
Your parents?
My parents are not poor. They just live a modest life. They just want to relax at home. They chose clothes made of materials that don't constrict.
You want to marry me so badly?
Huh?
Of course you do. If you marry the future president of the company, your future is set, isn't it? Of course, you wouldn't want to pass up a chance like this, huh?
I don't want to marry you for that reason. You were cheerful, fun, and reliable. I thought that if I married someone like that, we could build a warm family.
That's such a lie.
Huh?
You really wanted to marry the company president, didn't you? So you could have an easy life? If you become Mrs. President, your parents will have a better life than they do now. I know what you're thinking.
That's terrible. That's not what I meant. I wanted to marry you because I loved you with all my heart.
You just love the president, not me, huh?
Why do you say that?
Because it really does sound like something a poor person would think. I'm disappointed.
I'm the one who should be disappointed. Why should I be treated like a poor person by you? Why do you have to make fun of my grandmother's house and my parents?
Huh? You're snapping back at me at everything I say? Give me a break.
I can't believe you judge people just by their houses, their possessions, or their clothes. I didn't think you were such a scumbag. I don't think I could be happy married to you. You're welcome to break off the engagement.
What? You're such a bigot. Know your place, damn beggar. I'm sorry your Cinderella story couldn't come true. Poor people will be poor people. You should look for a marriage partner who fits your means. Someone who will give you a shabby house and your parents.
I really can't believe you. If I knew you were really like this, I don't know why I didn't see it sooner. I'd like to ask you something.
What's the matter, you pleb? You're still hung up on me? Not going to marry you no matter how much you cry yourself to sleep.
It's not that.
Are you asking me how you can be my wife? Then you can't do it no matter how you try.
Who the hell would want to marry you?
So, you want me to lend you money or something? Of course you do. I guess you missed the point when I broke off my engagement to you. It's sad that you'll have to live in poverty for the rest of your life.
What are you talking about?
I know you want to make your parents happy, so find someone else.
No, I'm not. For the record, I'm not poor. And you're very delusional.
Yeah. Whatever you say. So, what is it you want to ask me?
My friend told me, did you walk around town with any other woman besides me? I know this was before you broke off the engagement, but he says it was definitely you. Are you sure?
Oh, you mean Sarah?
Sarah?
It's true.
You're dating me, but you've been seeing other women?
Yeah, that's right. What can I say? Women like to be around me.
How much of a piece of shit are you?
Sarah's father owns a company. He's the type of president you can rely on. It's a win-win for me and the company if we get along. She's the perfect woman to marry, so I kept her. You're poor, so I'm glad I kept her.
You mean you were two-timing me?
Is that what you're calling it? I don't blame you for hiding the fact that you were poor. I didn't see it coming either. Now I'm dating Sarah with dignity. It's natural to want to marry a woman who has many advantages for you, isn't it?
Huh? That's so sad. How selfish can you be? I'm sorry for Sarah. I bet she doesn't know your true nature. A marriage like that will never work.
What the hell do you think you're saying? Don't call me selfish because you missed your chance. Stop dragging us down with you.
I'm not being selfish. I'm glad I found out you were such a scumbag before I married you. I really would have regretted it.
You're the one that should be regretting it. Don't make me laugh. You'll have to live in poverty for the rest of your life.
I told you I'm not poor. Whatever. I guess it's time for you to get your head out of your ass.
Huh? What are you being so cocky about? That's enough.
You know about A Manufacturing, don't you?
Of course I do. A Manufacturing is a major customer of ours. If we jeopardize our relationship with A, we'll go bankrupt for sure. Well, I can't even imagine that happening though. Why are you asking me that?
A Manufacturing is going to cut their contract with your company. That's big trouble for you, isn't it?
Quit joking around with me. You really thought I would believe a story like that?
It's not a lie. I think it's true.
In the first place, how do you, a pleb, even know about A Manufacturing company? You're trying to embarrass me with some random made-up story, aren't you?
I'm not making this up.
Are you harassing me? It doesn't work like that, you know. Our company and A Manufacturing have been working with each other for a long time. It won't fall apart, not even a little bit.
That's right. You're so confident about this, huh?
Isn't it obvious? It's a relationship my father built up over a long time. There's no way the contract would be terminated.
I don't think the business world is that simple. You shouldn't have such baseless confidence.
I don't need to hear that from you. I'm the next president of the company. How can I run a company if I don't have confidence? You poor people wouldn't know what it takes though, would you?
Well, you can think what you want to think.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Think that way while you still can, okay?
It's none of your business. Don't text me about your stupid make-believe stories anymore. It's annoying.
I don't plan to.
Hey, what's this all about? You want to explain? What were you planning? Don't ignore me.
Will you stop talking out of your ass? What the hell is wrong with you? Didn't you say something about no more texts?
Shut up. What the hell did you do to me?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb with me. A Manufacturing said they're terminating our contract. You said something like that the other day, didn't you? What did you do?
I see. A Manufacturing is a big client of yours, isn't it? You're in a lot of trouble, huh? So, what happened?
What do you mean, what happened? You did something, didn't you? It was definitely you. Otherwise, there's no way a poor person would have known about A Manufacturing.
You just assumed that on your own, didn't you? I kept telling you I'm not poor.
Huh? Did you really set this up?
Stop saying I set this up. I didn't do anything.
Then how did you know about A Manufacturing? How come our company's contract was terminated without notice? That's crazy, no matter how you look at it, right?
You want to know? I could tell you.
I knew it was you. What in the world are you going to do about it?
I didn't do anything. It was my father's decision.
Huh? Why is your father suddenly in the picture? How can a poor person have such outlandish fantasies? I'm surprised. I don't care about your father. Tell me the truth.
It's the truth. You said he was a big client, but you don't really know anything about my father.
What? How long are you going to keep up with this nonsense?
My father is the president of A Manufacturing. He's not a poor man.
Huh? Don't be silly. Your father was poor and wore tattered clothes. He's not the boss.
They weren't tattered. My parents are thrifty. They just don't waste money on themselves. They've always been frugal. I have a lot of respect for them.
That's because they're poor, right? You're not thrifty. You just can't spend money.
My father is a different person at work. He sprays his hair to keep it in place. He wears expensive brand suits with a fresh look. He's particular about his appearance, especially when he's meeting with clients.
Huh.
Well, he always styles his hair like Hugh Jackman. Of course, his face is different though.
What? Does he always wear suits from London?
Oh, they're my father's favorite. He wears them a lot. My father's not poor. He's just a man who separates work from life.
But how can a CEO live in such a shabby house? He can't even invite a single employee to stay in that shabby house.
I told you, that house was my grandparents' house. We're in the process of renovating the house. I say renovating, but it's actually just torn down and rebuilt. It's like a new house.
What? So you're saying there are two houses?
Well, my grandparents passed away, so that's what it is now. That land was given to my father. So I'm living in my grandparents' house until the house is rebuilt. When I get married, the land my grandparents lived on, he's going to give it to us when I get married.
That's a lie. So you told the boss to terminate the contract? Are you trying to get back at me? What a woman.
I would never do such a thing. But he's my father, so of course he knows about the broken engagement. How can a father who had his daughter dumped for some stupid reason have a good impression of the other guy?
Is that supposed to be me?
You said you were coming to say hello. I've been telling my parents what kind of man you are, so...
So they knew I was the next president of our company?
Of course. You're the son of the president of an old business partner. When I told him why I broke off the engagement, he was furious about it. He said, how can such a flimsy person be the president of a company?
You're lying. Why didn't you explain my story to him?
Huh? Because it's not true. A scumbag like you? There's nothing to explain. Besides, I told him that you were dating Sarah for insurance.
Why are you telling him such a thing? It's going to tarnish my image even more.
Of course I'd tell him. He's my father. Plus, he's actually worried about me, unlike someone else.
Oh no. How could you do this to me?
Then, my father's face turned red. I can't do any more business with a company that has a guy like that. He was yelling and yelling.
What the fuck?
The next day, he called them to terminate the contract. My father acts so fast, doesn't he? I'm always amazed at how fast he makes decisions.
Oh no. A Manufacturing accounts for most of our business. If they terminate the contract, our company will go bankrupt soon. I told you.
That's your problem, isn't it? And I have nothing to do with you anymore.
You're responsible too.
Huh? Stop joking around. You've done terrible things to us to begin with, haven't you? You made fun of my house and my parents a lot and treated me like a poor person. There's no way I would forgive you.
Don't say that.
I think you deserve to have your contract terminated.
This sucks.
Well, you're the one who got punished.
Erica, I'm sorry. This is enough of a punishment. So, will you ask your father to cancel the termination of our contract?
Why me? I told you I had nothing to do with this.
Don't say that. There are a lot of employees in my company. If we go bankrupt, what will happen to all of them?
I told you it's none of my business. I'm not the CEO. I'm not even an employee of the company.
But you're the boss's daughter, right? I'm asking you to do something about it. It's about the livelihood of everyone in our company. Please, you gotta help us.
So, you don't care that I or my parents got hurt?
Huh?
My parents regretted inviting you to my grandparents' house. Because they invited you to this house. They said you ruined my marriage. Do you know how they felt? Do you know how sad I was? Your selfish thoughts and behavior made our family feel like this.
I'm sorry.
I can't forgive you for making fun of my parents and hurting them. You're like a child.
Erica, I'm sorry.
No matter how sorry you are, I'm not going to forgive you. I hope you learn your lesson and think about what you've done.
Erica, please. You might not care about me. Tell your father and do whatever you want. But I just want you to save the future of the company, please.
I can't do that.
Why?
I told you, I have nothing to do with my father's company. And besides, he was so furious. I don't think he'd do you any favors. Isn't that what business is all about? It's very serious.
Don't say that. What am I supposed to do?
I don't know. You can clean up your own mess. And don't get involved with us in any way from now on.
Erica, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Please help me and the company.
You're persistent. I'm going to stop texting you now. See ya. My father's anger didn't stop after that. The deal with A Manufacturing was officially terminated. Sean's father, who didn't know anything about it, was astonished. Of course he would be. Sean's father, a man of common sense, came to my father's company again to apologize. But my father turned him away, saying, "You need to stop making fun of people." After that, it seems that they desperately tried to rebuild the company. But after only 2 months, it was driven into bankruptcy. After all this, Sean disappeared. What a scumbag he was. Now I am thankful that he broke off the engagement. We have finished rebuilding and I am living happily with my parents in our new house.
Sarah, are you still at work?
Hello, Violet. Yes, I have a lot of chores to do and I'm running out of time.
You don't seem to know what you're doing.
I beg your pardon?
You look like you're working quickly, but in fact, nothing is going on. That's the image I have of you.
Is that so? I don't think so.
I made today's dinner for you. Meatball, pasta, and grilled chicken.
Really? Thank you. I love both of them.
Do you mind if I deliver it to your company?
No, that's a bit too much. Tom is off today, so I'll send him to pick them up. I'll call him and let him know.
Got it.
Thank you, Violet.
Sarah, Tom said it's too much trouble to go out, so I've delivered the dishes.
Did he say that? I'm sorry for troubling you, Violet. He shouldn't have said that.
It's okay. I wasn't busy either. But still, I love the view from the living room. It's great.
I see. I'm glad to hear that.
It would be great to live in a place like that, wouldn't it?
Yes, I like it too. Tom feels the same way.
I think it's too luxurious for you.
What?
It's nothing.
Well then, I have some work to do. Thank you for your help today.
Sarah,
Yes?
I've come to visit you at your house today.
Seriously?
I called Tom and he said he's at home.
Oh, yes, he is.
There was a little mold in the bathroom, so I cleaned it up.
Oh, sorry for that. I've been so busy these days, I haven't had time to clean the bathroom.
Well, I know that you're busy working, but I don't want you to neglect your housewife duties. I'll have to ask you to do your best for Tom's sake.
I know. Well, next time you come to my house, could you please call me?
Why? It doesn't matter if Tom's at home, right?
Yes, but I don't want you to see the dirty bathroom and so on like today. I don't want you wandering around the house without permission.
It's okay, since we're family.
Jeez.
You don't have to worry about that. That's the fact, and I don't expect you doing your house chores properly. Anyway, you're doing great in your father's company, so I don't blame you.
I'm sorry that I'm not doing the house chores properly. I'll do my best so you won't be ashamed of me anymore. Violet, were you at our house again? I told you to call me, didn't I?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I was with Tom.
I know, but you should have called me before you visited our house.
By the way, I have a question.
What is it?
I went into your workroom today.
Huh? Did you enter without permission? As I said, you crossed the line. Will you stop wandering around the house when I'm not home?
What do you mean wandering around? I'm Tom's mother, remember? What's wrong with me wandering around the house?
Yes, but there are some things I don't want to be seen or touched.
Is there such a thing?
In case you're wondering, there is.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I saw the sticky note next to your computer.
What? Did you see that much detail? I keep things related to my work around my computer. I don't want you to touch it without my permission.
I didn't touch it. I just read it.
That's not good either.
I read that the new president will be chosen from the company's own people. That's Tom, right?
What?
Because Tom is the son-in-law of the current company's president. Isn't that what people generally think? Even your father thinks so, right?
I wonder.
What do you mean by that? Are you saying you can't tell me?
My father is still working and nothing has been decided yet. And even if it's you, it's a company secret, so I can't tell you anything.
Tom will be chosen, won't he?
I beg your pardon?
I'm saying that if Tom becomes the company's president and took over your father's company, it's a good sign, isn't it? Don't try to fool me around. You can't deceive me, you know?
I told you that there's really nothing I can say to you. You should have noticed that.
I guess there's no doubt about it.
About what?
It's obvious. Tom's appointment as the company's president.
That's what I told you. I can't say anything.
Okay, I got it. But I'm getting excited somehow. It's not just a dream that I'm going to live in a townhouse, is it?
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Can you please explain to me, Violet? I got a call from my mother. She said all my stuff has been sent there.
Don't you understand?
I have no idea.
You'll find out if you think.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to ask you to leave this townhouse.
What is this all of a sudden? I don't understand what you're saying.
Don't you understand? I'm telling you to get out of the townhouse.
I told you I don't know the reason why.
You want to know?
It's obvious. All of a sudden, you're being unreasonable.
I just filed your divorce papers.
Huh? What do you mean, divorce papers?
It means you and Tom are divorced now.
That's a lie, isn't it? I didn't hear anything about that. I don't even remember filling out the divorce papers.
I filled it out for you.
Don't you know that those divorce papers will not be accepted if you fill them out on behalf of me? You have to write it in person. It's called forgery.
What? But Tom was with me, so it's okay, right?
Even if Tom was there, I still have to fill out the form myself. If not, I can revoke it. I mean, are you serious?
Of course. This company was successfully taken over by us, mother and son. You're of no use to us. Get divorced and get out of the house right away.
What are you talking about? My father is the president of the company. I didn't hear anything about Tom being appointed.
That's not important. It's obvious that Tom will be the president of the company soon.
Huh?
Tom has been worrying about it for a long time. He wants to divorce you.
What do you mean?
It seems you and Tom aren't a good match to each other. He was tired of you always giving him orders. He says he feels depressed when you keep talking to him like you're his boss. I feel sorry for him.
Oh no.
So, I'll take care of Tom from now on.
What?
Tom is the next president. He needs someone by his side to take care of him, right? He doesn't need a wife who can't support him.
The next president? What are you saying? I don't know what you mean.
Anyway, you're no longer needed, so that means you don't have to come back to this townhouse. I'm a little disappointed that Tom will no longer have a wife, but I'll do my best as his mother instead.
You don't have to come back. I'm living in that townhouse too.
That's why I sent your stuff back to your parents' home, so you don't have to come back here, right? You can go live with your mother at home while she spoils you.
It's too selfish. I didn't expect to get kicked out. Anyway, I'll talk to Tom about this.
You'll divorce Tom and move out of the townhouse. Tom will be the company's president. I will live in the townhouse and take care of him. Everything is fine now, so there's nothing to discuss, right?
That's enough. What you just said makes no sense at all.
Hey, Sarah, will you stop following Tom around? This is an important time for him since he'll become the company's president. What if there are strange rumors?
That's my line. Well, I don't have a problem with rumors.
What do you mean by that?
I didn't follow him around. He was the one who's following me.
Huh? I understand why you didn't want to get divorced. But your marriage is already over, okay? Stop lying and following Tom around.
I told you that's not true. Why should I hang around him? Now I'm glad we're divorced.
You're being so bossy again. I can understand how you feel. Your ex-husband is now the president of your own father's company. I feel sorry for you.
I don't know what you think you're doing, but Tom won't be the company's president.
What are you talking about? You said that yourself, didn't you?
Did I say anything?
You said the new president will come from the family member. The only relatives in that company are your father, you, Tom, and your cousin, right? Then Tom is the only one who can be the president.
That's a big misunderstanding. You're assuming too much.
Huh? Enough joking around or I'll get angry.
My ex-husband is unemployed. Is that okay?
Huh? What do you mean he's unemployed? Stop kidding.
I'm not kidding. For the past month, have you seen him coming to work at our company?
What?
Every time you went to the house, he was at home, right?
Well,
Did you see him go to work after you kicked me out?
isn't that a recharging period for the new president?
What kind of president who dares to leave the company just to recharge?
Maybe he's working from home or something like that. With computers available now, it's possible to work from home, isn't it?
No president would leave the company for a month just for remote work.
Then can you explain to me what really is going on?
Tom was fired from the company a long time ago.
What? Fired? Why?
He was not serious about his work. He took naps at his desk. He was playing smartphone games too during work. Sometimes he went to the casino and horse race on his way to a client's office. It caused a lot of trouble for everyone in my department.
You're lying, right? Tom would never do such a thing. You're so frustrated that you're making up stories.
I'm not lying. To top it all off, he used the company's money. He spent it all on gambling.
Spent it all? That's a lie. Why didn't you stop him?
I warned him over and over again. Everyone in the company knew he was my husband. I had to do something. I tried so hard to make things better.
That's what a wife should do.
But no matter how many times I warned him, the result was the same. I was also very frustrated.
You mean you couldn't help him? Did you abandon Tom?
I don't know if I'm abandoning him or not, but he refused to change, so there's nothing I could do to help him. It can't be helped. My father decided to fire Tom when he saw that I was in trouble.
What? Your father did that?
My father is still the president of the company. Tom embezzled money with impunity, so it is only natural that he should decide on the punishment.
That's not what you're talking about. You said that one of the family members would be president.
It's just your assumption. You came up with that idea after sneaking into my room, am I right?
Did you deceive me?
I didn't deceive you. I told you I couldn't tell you anything because it's a company secret. You just misunderstood that on your own.
But I don't understand. Why did Tom say that he wants a divorce?
Maybe he wanted to pay off his debts?
Debts?
Yes, I found that out after talking with him the other day. Tom embezzled nearly 10 million of the company's money.
10 million? That much? And he invested it all in gambling?
That's right. My father was willing to settle out of court if he pays off his debts. Isn't that why he came up with the idea of getting a divorce?
What do you mean?
Tom never wanted to be the company's president from the beginning.
Huh?
Because he was fired. Tom wanted to get divorced so that he can get the townhouse as his property division. I think he was planning to settle the embezzled money with the money he'll get from the sale of the townhouse.
What? Settling with property division? What is he thinking? We'll have no place to live.
Don't worry about that.
Why not?
You and your son have forgotten everything that's inconvenient for you, haven't you? I bought that townhouse before we got married. My father helped me a little, but I've paid for it in full.
Then give it to Tom. He's in financial trouble, isn't he?
You really don't know anything.
About what?
Property division is for property shared by two people after marriage. The townhouse is not subject to property division because I bought it before we got married.
That's a lie. So that townhouse doesn't belong to us?
Isn't it obvious? That's why I'm asking you to leave soon.
So you're just going to kick us out and live in comfort? That's unacceptable.
What I do in my house is up to me. I bought this property on my own.
You took everything away from us? What are we supposed to do?
I don't know. By the way, I haven't been able to contact Tom since 2 days ago. Seems that his phone is out of range. Where is he?
Come to think of it, he hasn't come home. I wonder where he went.
Maybe he ran away?
What? That's not true. He wouldn't do that. I'll call him.
How did it go? Did you get in touch with Tom? Can you get a reply?
Sarah?
Yes?
I've been trying to call him, but there's no response. I can't get him on WhatsApp either.
Right? I've been trying to contact him for 2 days now. I can't get through to him at all, and he doesn't return my calls. I can only think that he ran away.
You gotta be kidding me. Tom would never do such a thing.
But you didn't get through to him, did you?
Well,
he didn't reply to your message either, right?
yes.
Is there anything else you can think of?
No.
See?
What happens if Tom doesn't come back?
Let's see. I'll probably have to sue Tom for embezzlement.
Seriously?
Isn't it obvious? He spent almost 10 million of the company's money, you know. My father was merciful enough to offer him a settlement if he could pay in full. If Tom betrays my father, he will show no mercy. He knows a lot of lawyers in his line of work. I'm sure he'll immediately contact a lawyer he knows who's good at embezzlement charges.
You can't do that. I feel sorry for Tom. That boy's life will be scarred.
You need to think about what your son did. And he's an adult. There's no time to feel sorry for him. We have to make sure he pays for his crime.
Is there no other way? You must think about it.
Why should I think about it?
Because Tom is your ex-husband. I know you still love him.
He divorced me without any reason. I have no love for him. Don't be ridiculous. I'm so glad I didn't cancel the divorce.
Don't say that. Tell me how to fix this problem.
Well, I have a solution.
What is it?
It's for you to pay back the money on behalf of Tom.
What? There's no way I can pay back nearly $10 million.
You have your house, right? If you sell it, you can pay back close to that amount.
We've already sold the house.
No kidding. When?
Before we moved into the townhouse. I told Tom that we should sell the house because it would be hard to maintain 2 houses.
I can't believe you did that. And what did you do with the money?
Tom asked me to transfer the money to his account, so I did so.
What? I bet that money has disappeared by now.
Oh no.
Why did you transfer the money to Tom's account?
Because I didn't think it was something like this. We were living in the townhouse anyway. I thought it would be good if Tom could become the company's president.
Jeez, that man was not the son you thought he was. He was rotten from inside out.
What should I do? How am I supposed to pay back 10 million if I was kicked out of the townhouse and have no savings?
If you can't pay me, I'll sue your son.
That's unacceptable. As his mother, I can't allow you to do that.
But there's no other way.
Why don't you just pay on behalf of Tom? You have enough money to buy a townhouse, right? So you should pay.
That's nonsense. I'm divorced, so I have nothing to do with you or your son. I don't understand why I have to pay that money. It's impossible.
Then what am I supposed to do?
Well, you can either pay the money or I'll sue your son.
I don't have any money to pay for that. I'm begging you. Please pay on behalf of Tom.
No matter how much you ask, I can't. I don't have a penny to pay for the sake of a scumbag ex-husband and his stupid mother. Please give up now.
You heartless ogre!
I won't pay no matter what you say. If you still can't choose between the two, then do as you please. I won't have anything to do with you anymore.
Don't say that, Sarah, please.
Excuse me, Violet. After that, Violet insisted that she really didn't want her son to bear the guilt. So she had to pay back the nearly $10 million embezzled money in installments. With the little savings she had left, she rented a tattered apartment and moved there. She is now working hard every day, doing various part-time jobs early in the morning, during the day, and at night. In the end, Tom was nowhere to be found. I believe a man who tries to escape at the expense of his own mother does not have a good future. 7 years later, I was selected as the next president of the company and took over my father's duty. I'm still single, but I can't afford to fall in love because I'm responsible to keep the company going for the sake of my employees. For the time being, I'm going to concentrate on my work.
Hey Maddie, is now a good time? Hi Jane, sure. Thanks for inviting us to dinner tonight. Do you always cook those kinds of dishes? What do you mean those kinds? Like, roasted vegetables and gluten-free food. There wasn't a single meat dish. Yeah, lately we started going vegan and gluten-free. What? That's not good. Why not? My son Kevin works hard every day, If he keeps eating those plain dishes, he'll become too skinny. You should cook more meat dishes for him. I would like to do that, but his recent medical results showed signs of issues with his metabolism and sugar levels. We've been focusing on vegan, gluten-free diets. It's for his health, Are you saying my son is overweight? I don't think so. He has always been skinny ever since he was little. It seems like he gained quite a bit of weight since we got married. I know he loves to eat junk food while out, so I try to make sure that he eats healthy meals at home at least. I see, but he's still in his 30s. I don't think you have to restrict him from eating meat like this. Besides, he has always preferred meat over vegetables. I feel bad for my son. It's not like I'm restricting him from eating meat. There are some days when I cook meat dishes, but I still want my husband to stay healthy. Anyways, how many years has it been since you got married to my son? Well, it's been about 5 years, I think. See, it's been 5 years and you still haven't gotten pregnant. That's proof he needs to eat more meat. When I saw him the other day, he seemed quite tired for some reason. It's probably because you're stingy and only cook plain dishes, isn't it? I think it's because he worked late that day. Lately, he often comes home late at night because of work. I don't think so. I think it's because of what he eats. So, I had to stop by the house the other day and feed him. What? To boost my son's energy, I cooked his favorite steak for him. Steak? Yes, I bought finest meat just for him. He looked so happy and ate a lot that day. My husband is currently on a diet. See, here you go again. That's why, no matter how much time passes, you haven't gotten pregnant. Given how hard work already is, you should at least make something to boost stamina for Kevin. Isn't that what a wife is supposed to do? Yeah, as a wife, I take care of my husband's health. I prepare nutritious meals considering his health. I know you are concerned about him too, but I know what's best for him. Oh, shut up. I just want to see my grandchild soon. What? All my neighbors are having grandchildren one after another. How long are you planning to make me wait? I don't know what to say about that. Because you keep making meager meals for my son. I'm feeling miserable. Instead of dieting, you should put your priority on making grandchildren for me. Maddie, have you gotten pregnant yet? No, I haven't gotten pregnant yet. Huh? Still not pregnant? Yes, I'm sorry. Why are you being lazy? Hurry up and start making babies. What? Why are you saying this out of nowhere? My neighbor's eldest sons have only been married for 3 years. And you know what? They're welcoming a second child. When I heard that, I felt so frustrated. And on top of that, everyone in the neighborhood only talks about their grandchildren. They show me pictures and videos of their grandchildren and brag about how cute they are. The only picture I can show them is my dog. I can't help but be jealous. I see. Don't you feel bad about me? So, how's it going? Tell me. What do you mean, how is it going? I'm asking if you're actively trying to get pregnant. No, lately we are both busy, so it's not that easy. Besides, we have discussed that we don't need to rush into it. What nonsense are you talking about? You're already over 30, aren't you? So what? Nowadays many people have children around the age of 40. What? No. You'll be 40 in no time. As you get older, giving birth and raising children become more challenging. Giving birth is better when you're younger. I'm saying this for your own good. Well, I appreciate that. I understand that you want to see your grandchild soon, but we're both busy and this is a personal matter for us. I don't need excuses. Then why don't you quit your job and focus on trying to get pregnant? Can't you manage your life with just my son's income? No, that's not possible. Don't lie. Kevin works for a well-known company. He probably makes enough for 2 people. I'm sure he does, but he's been spending too much these days. So there isn't as much financial flexibility as you might think. What? Are you saying it's my son's fault? Lately, it seems he's out drinking every night. I'm concerned about his health, and I've asked him to cut back, but he doesn't listen to me at all. That's your fault, isn't it? Why is it my fault? A wife must create a comfortable environment for her husband to want to come home. Yet you're always nagging about dieting and complaining. I'm not complaining every day. Don't make excuses. Moreover, when he comes home, you only serve simple and plain meals every day. No wonder he doesn't want to come home. I've told you before that sometimes I cook his favorite meat dish. I don't think I'm nagging that much. But last month, he spent over $1,500 just on drinking. If I weren't working, we wouldn't be able to make ends meet. It's his money. He can spend it however he wants. What I'm trying to say is, if he spends that much every month, I can't quit my job and raise a child. Well, you're probably right. Instead of going out drinking all the time, he should come home early. I'll tell my son to go home as soon as possible. Maddie, you should also ease up on work and focus on trying to get pregnant. But it's our decision to have a baby. What? No, this is not just your issue. As my daughter-in-law, you need to bear a grandchild for us. And also, this is a good opportunity for you to get tested to see if you're infertile. Infertility test? If you're infertile, there's no point in being married to my son. What? I think we can continue being a couple even if we can't have a child. What are you saying? Are you trying to keep me from having grandchildren for the rest of my life? Anyway, just get tested, okay? Well, I'll think about it. Hey, Maddie. I heard you got tested. Why didn't you tell me about it? Huh? Who told you about the test? From my son, of course. I heard you're the reason why I still have no grandchild. What? Hold on. Are you saying I'm infertile? Yes. I can't believe you trying to hide it. You kept it from me because you didn't want to get divorced by my son, didn't you? Not really. Did he really tell you that I was infertile? My son told me everything. I see, but I didn't keep quiet because I didn't want a divorce. Oh, really? No wonder. I thought it was strange that you've been married for 5 years and haven't gotten pregnant. It turns out it's all your fault. Jane, he doesn't need a useless wife who can't bear children. I'm going to find a younger, more honest, childbearing wife for my son. You should divorce my son right away. About that, we're already divorced, you know. What? Already divorced? I just told him to divorce you because you're infertile. I'm telling you, we are already divorced. Wait, what do you mean by that? He said he talked to you about it, so I left it up to him, but the story about me being infertile was his lie. A lie? Wait, I don't get it. I didn't want to deal with you anymore, so I let him handle it. I feel sorry for you, and I'll tell you the truth at this point. There's no way that my son is lying. Well, you'll have to hear me out before you decide if I'm lying or not. First, about the divorce. I know my son dumped you. It's the opposite, haha. I've been thinking about bringing up the divorce for a while now. What do you mean? He was having an affair. What? I always thought something was off. He works for a well-known company, so if he worked overtime, he should have received overtime pay. Even though he claimed to work overtime every day, his salary remained the same. He told me he has to go out for work-related socializing. But when I happened to talk to one of his colleagues, they told me that no work-related socializing has happened recently. So that means he lied about working overtime or attending work-related socializing. He was meeting his affair partner. No way, not my son. I didn't want to believe it at first either, but I wanted to know the truth, so I hired a PI. And it was confirmed that he was having an affair. You hired a PI? Yes, actually, he was madly in love with a stripper. What? He goes to a strip club? At first, his boss forced him to go, but then he got hooked. Eventually, my husband started going alone. He started meeting that woman privately, and there were pictures of them holding hands and entering a motel. On top of that, to support her financially, he secretly loaned money. No way. He borrowed money just to impress her. What a fool, haha. Well, for a fat old man like him, he could only use money to get a young woman. I can't believe it. My son having an affair with a stripper. Well, it was fine until he was just going to places like that. In his case, it's clear cheating, and we have to get a divorce. I was foolish to believe he was working late. And that's not the only thing he lied about. What? There's more? We haven't talked about the main issue, about the test. Despite being insistent about it, did you forget? Haha. Oh yeah. So we both underwent fertility testing. We both thought there shouldn't be any issues. I was hoping that once we had a baby, he might stop cheating on me. But the results were surprising. I was fine, but he was infertile. My son is infertile? Yes. No matter how many times we tried, we couldn't conceive because of him. That's a lie. How is it impossible that a man is infertile? Did you really think that infertility is only for women? Because it's the woman who gives birth to the child. Infertility can also be an issue with men. I have the test results if you'd like to see them. If you want to see it right now, I can send you a picture. Stop it. I don't need to see that. Can you believe it? He was blaming everything on me while he was the reason why we still have no child. Haha. He's been spending all the money on a stripper, and on top of that, he's infertile. What's so funny about it? Don't you find it funny? You were calling me a useless wife. But the truth was, it's your son who is useless. Haha. That's enough. Stop it. How could you disrespect your ex-husband like that? Besides, he's my son, so it's natural for me to believe what he says. Weren't you sad when you found out my son was infertile? Not really. I don't care. We've already divorced. Oh, my poor son. Even if he was infertile, there should be some treatments, right? If my son gets married to a young woman, it might work this time. I don't think so. The doctor said it's absolutely impossible. Oh no. So I won't be able to see my grandchildren for the rest of my life? Unfortunately, that's how it is. Then what about the successor to our family? My son is an only child. If my son can't have children, then there will be no heir to our family. Why don't you adopt a child? It doesn't make sense to have a child who isn't related to us. I guess so. You sound like you don't care about it. Yeah, because it's not my problem. The rest is for you to discuss with your son. By the way, I'm demanding a full alimony payment from him. Alimony? Of course. We divorced because he cheated on me. But my son is probably hurting now that he knows he's infertile. And on top of that, he's burdened with debt. Please don't do anything to push him into a corner like that. I'm sorry to hear about your son's infertility, but the debt is his own fault. Well, I don't think I'll ever see you again. Goodbye. Wait, Maddie. Please, I'm begging you, at least spare him the alimony. Maddie. I have a favor, please answer the phone. What? Jane? I don't think there is anything to discuss with you anymore. It's very important. I need to talk to you for a minute. About what? I'm busy right now, so please keep it short. I heard you got married again. Is that true? Yes, I did. I was wondering if we could adopt your child if you get pregnant. What? My neighbor just had her 3rd grandchild. I'm so jealous, it's driving me insane. So, what does this have to do with my child? I want you to let me hold a grandchild. I'm sure you're planning to get pregnant soon, right? In that case, I want to raise that child. Of course, I'll provide full support during your pregnancy. You can even stay at our place. You won't have to worry about living expenses, okay? Jane, do you even realize how insane you're sounding? I divorced your son 2 years ago. And my child isn't even related to you by blood, so it won't be your grandchild. At this point, blood relations don't matter. Anyway, I want to hold a baby and brag to the neighbors. That's enough. Can you please not involve me, a complete stranger, in your ridiculous show-off? Oh, come on, don't say that we are strangers. We used to be a family once. Well, how about this? Your son gets married to a single mother. That would be a quick solution, right? That way the child would be your grandchild. Well, my son has shut himself in his room and it's another problem that I'm facing. What? After the divorce, being demanded alimony, and ending up in debt, he got dumped by that stripper. Well, as I expected. He wanted to marry her, but she dumped him just like that. He was shocked, became reckless. He quit his job and is still unemployed. I see. I don't think he'll ever get married again. Right? That's why I have no one else to rely on but you, Maddie. If you get pregnant, promise you'll tell me first, okay? I'll raise the child with care. It's been my dream for so many years to hold a grandchild in my arms. I'm sorry, but it's physically impossible for me to fulfill your dream. What? Why? I'm currently not in the States. What? No way. My current husband has been assigned to work abroad, so we're living as a family overseas. As a family? Yes, I already have a child. So I'm sorry, but you'll have to give up. Oh no, my grandchild. It's not your grandchild. Are we done? I'm busy, so I don't have time to listen to this nonsense. Wait, please, Maddie. I apologize for everything I've said to you. Could you please let me meet your child at some point? I will wait until you come back here. Absolutely not. I won't ask for adoption anymore. At least let me hold the child in my arms. No, I don't want anything to do with you anymore, so I'm going to block you. Goodbye. A few days later, I received a message from Jane's husband. He apologized for his wife causing trouble and expressing his regrets. It seems he has been distressed for a while about his wife's inappropriate behavior. He also told me that he finally decided to get a divorce. Now that Jane has gone through a divorce and her ex-husband has moved out, she finds herself in daily arguments with her son while grappling with her deep attachment to grandchildren. On the other hand, I am living overseas with my husband and our 1-year-old son. My first marriage was a disaster, but now I am surrounded by my loving family and couldn't be happier.
Hey, Susan. How many days has it been since you started ignoring me? Come to think of it, you've been ignoring me since after Mom's funeral. How long are you going to keep that attitude up? Anyway, the bereavement leave I applied for with the company is over today. I'll be back to work as usual tomorrow. Good night. Hey, bro. It's been a week. Good morning, Tyler. Why did you call me bro? I don't like that. Just call me by my name. Okay. What a pain in the ass. Hey, Kevin, you didn't get fired? Huh? What are you talking about? I was on bereavement leave for the past week, so there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, really? Come to think of it,
You don't have a father and you're the only child, right? So? I don't mean to be indelicate, but I heard your mom made a lot of money, so I thought you might have inherited a lot. That's not for you to ask, and I'm not going to tell you. What? Don't be petty. Hey, if you say another word, I'll kick your ass. Oh, scary. Let's get to work. See you later. Susan, I'm texting from work.
Hi, my darling Tyler.
I just talked to your husband. He's in a really bad mood.
Well, that can't be helped, can it? His mother, who was his only living relative, passed away. And after her funeral, his wife is suddenly ignoring him, and I'm sure he has no idea why.
Oh, that's harsh.
What? You told me to do it, didn't you? You said while Kevin is mentally weak, we should slowly push him into a corner and make him lose his ability to make normal decisions. And by the time the mourning period is over in a year, Kevin will say he wants a divorce.
Haha, that's right.
By the way, what are you doing today?
I've got some urgent documents to prepare, so I'll finish them in the morning. And then I'll be out and about first thing in the afternoon. So how about around 2 to 3:30 p.m.?
Okay, handsome. Well, good luck with your work, honey.
Thanks. I'll see you later, babe. At the memorial service, I thought we could talk for the first time in a while, even just a little. But you're wearing a face mask and pretending that you have a cold that's making you lose your voice. I'm sure there's a reason you don't want to talk to me that badly. But if you don't talk to me, I won't know what's going on. Nothing gets resolved. If you think that I should realize what's going on without you telling me, I'm really not good at guessing that kind of thing. If you still want to continue ignoring me, go ahead. I'll just move on my own. Hey, Kevin, you've been... No, that shouldn't be happening. What? You've been bringing your own lunch for the past month or so, haven't you? Until now, you always ate at the company cafeteria, ate out, or bought food at convenience stores. Oh, yeah. Since my mother passed away, I realized I was starving for homemade taste. Homemade taste? After much thought, I decided to bring my own lunch. It's also a way to save money on food. Well, you're pretty good at making your lunch. Yeah? If someone who cooks regularly makes lunch, this is as good as it can be. Oh, someone who cooks regularly. Hey, Susan.
What is it, darling?
How are things with Kevin? How is he at home?
Huh? How is Kevin? I wonder. I told you this before, but after the memorial service, he seems to have become defiant. He sends me texts once in a while, but he just talks about some errands and that's it. I'm still ignoring him completely. In short, it's like in-house separation, so we don't know how each other's lives are going on.
He's been bringing his own lunchbox to work for the past month or so.
Oh, really?
He used to eat at the company cafeteria, eat out, or buy food at convenience stores.
Oh, really?
You don't know anything about that?
No, I don't know.
I see.
What's wrong?
No, it's nothing.
Anyway, Tyler, do you have a chance to come out of your office today?
Yeah, I do. But I'll be with my coworker.
Oh, really?
I've been notified that due to a major personnel change coming up in a little while, I'll be reassigned to a different area for sales.
Personnel change?
I don't know who it is yet, but there's a guy who's going to be transferred overseas. Because of that, the whole sales department has been restless for the last week or so. I have to be back at the office in about 2 hours today, and my schedule is pretty full.
I see. Well then, it can't be helped, huh?
I'll text you when I'm free. Sorry about that.
Okay. See you later, handsome. Hey, Tyler. I haven't seen you at all recently. What's going on?
Hi, Susan.
Since you were talking about the reassignment of your area, we've been seeing each other less and less. I haven't seen you this month. Tyler?
Because of the reassignment, I have very few clients.
Huh?
Now, I'm mostly working in-house 4 days a week, doing mainly clerical work. Even if I can go out, someone is accompanying me or I have to come back in a short time. What's more, our new company policy requires me to carry a mobile device with GPS app installed whenever I go out of the office. So now, it's impossible to make time-consuming detours.
Oh no.
How about we meet on my days off?
Kevin will be at home. Even though I'm ignoring him all the time, he's still at home. So if he were to follow me, we can't do anything that would reveal our relationship.
That's true. Even if we get a big sum of money as a divorce settlement, we don't want it to be taken away by compensation.
I know. Oh, I miss you.
Me too. Susan, good news.
Tyler, what is it?
I'm going on a business trip to New York by myself from Wednesday to Friday of the week after next.
What? That means...
Let's go together, babe. I'll miss you while I'm working over there, but I'm free to do whatever I want at night. Let's make love till morning after a long time in New York.
Yay!
Oh, that's right. During this business trip, my favorite detective drama will be aired. I'd be happy if you could give me TV priority for the time this drama is on.
Oh, that's such a trivial thing. Sure, let's watch it together.
Thanks.
Oh, I was cheated. Seriously? What are you going to do? All the ignoring I've done up to now is in vain.
That's my line, you know. I'm surprised too. How could I know? How could I know that the money a spouse gets from an inheritance is not subject to property division in a divorce? And the person who leaves gets not a penny. I never thought I would find out about this in a detective drama I was looking forward to watching.
Then, I'm better off not getting divorced. If this is the case, I shouldn't have ignored Kevin so much. I shouldn't have done something to make him distrust me. It's your fault, you know.
What the hell? You say you were ignoring Kevin all the time, but weren't you making lunch for him so that he won't hate you?
What? What are you talking about? Are you talking about what you said before about Kevin bringing his lunchbox to the office?
Actually, I've had my suspicions ever since then. You're not seriously planning on getting a divorce, are you?
Huh? If I didn't want to get a divorce, I wouldn't have ignored him all the time.
Then what's with that lunchbox?
Kevin just made it himself.
Huh? He's a man and he cooks?
Huh? Don't tell me, Tyler. Are you the type to say that housework is for women?
Huh? That's the common sense of the world.
What? You seriously have such an outdated way of thinking.
Huh?
Enough already. Let's break up.
What?
Because we found out that divorce won't bring in a lot of money. If that's the case, I'm a full-time housewife, so I don't want to get divorced. I should break up with you before Kevin finds out about our relationship, so I don't have to pay compensation, right?
Well, that's true. I'm feeling super down. I think we're done.
Well then, don't forget to delete my contact information and text messages.
I know.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hey, bro.
What's with that again?
What do you think you're doing, demanding compensation from me?
There's only one reason.
What?
Don't tell me you don't have any idea or that you have amnesia or something like that. I've spent about 6 months gathering evidence.
What?
Tyler, you were having an affair with my wife, Susan. By the time I started my investigation, you'd been seeing each other less and less. And apparently, you guys had a fight and broke up recently. The relationship itself has been going on ever since you met Susan at our company-sponsored barbecue 2 years ago. I've found out that you've been seeing each other quite frequently.
I can't believe you found out that much.
Now, I think you know why I'm charging you compensation. I'd like you to communicate with my lawyer regarding compensation and other matters related to your infidelity.
Damn, I broke up with her before you found out, but you had already found out.
On that note, I also found out that you and Susan had been going to a hotel many times while you pretended to be on sales on-site visits, and that you took Susan on a business trip to New York last month. I reported it to your company.
What?
I'm sure you'll get a call from upper management sooner or later. I recommend that you just go along with the punishment they decide.
No way.
Hey, Kevin. Can't we make up soon? We haven't talked in about a year. You know, I had a good reason for ignoring you. You lost your mother, and I wasn't sure how to deal with you. I didn't know what to do. I lost the timing, and time flew.
Oh, I got a text from someone unusual.
Oh, Kevin!
It's been a year since you started ignoring me. I thought you might have noticed the divorce papers on the living room table and contacted me.
What? Why divorce papers?
You don't get it?
What do you mean?
By the looks of it, you're not in touch with Tyler anymore.
What?
Well, I did confirm that you broke up after you returned from New York.
You found out?
Yeah, long time ago.
How did you?
I was very careful not to get caught. It was about 6 months ago. I got sick and had to leave work early, and I saw you guys walking arm in arm.
What?
From there, I hired a detective and did some research on my own, and here we are.
That's...
So, I'll talk to you about divorce and compensation through my lawyer. My lawyer's business card is there with the divorce papers.
Wait, let's talk face to face. We've only seen each other a few times in a year, and we haven't talked once.
Actually, I'm in Australia right now.
Australia?
I just arrived yesterday.
Why Australia?
I got an overseas assignment, and I'll probably be living here for the next 20 years.
What? Could it be the big personnel change that Tyler was talking about?
Oh, if you're referring to the hecticness in sales department with all the reassignments and such, you're talking about me.
I really wanted to work it out to the point where I could file for divorce before coming to Australia. But I was able to convince the company to wait until after the first anniversary of my mother's passing before I arrived in Australia.
Oh, by the way, the first anniversary of your mother's death?
We had a memorial service about 10 days ago.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Oh, I purposely didn't tell you.
Why?
Because I knew you were after the inheritance I inherited from Mom. So I didn't want you to be at the memorial service on her first anniversary.
You knew that too?
That's all I have to tell you. You'll have to go through my lawyer from now on.
Oh, wait.
Goodbye forever.
What? Oh no. Oh no, come back. I've been a full-time housewife all my life, and you're demanding compensation from me and a divorce? I don't want that. Kevin!
I left the rest to my lawyer and managed to get a divorce. As for the compensation, Susan and Tyler asked to pay in installments. But I could see that they would evade payment sooner or later, so I requested a lump sum payment. I don't know how they managed to come up with the money, but the compensation was transferred to me shortly after. Also, as for the present situation of each of these two, Tyler has been laid off from his company, and his parents have cut ties with him as well. He is now living off his part-time job while paying back his debts. Susan, on the other hand, she has been seen walking around downtown at night, dressed in flashy clothes, with a different man every night. Rumors persist that she is in some kind of a shady business, so nobody is in contact with her, not even her own family members.
Hi, Tony. Are you currently overseas? When are you planning to return?
Hey, Vanessa. Still not sure when I can come back. Dealing with some minor issues here, and it's keeping me busy.
Oh, yeah? I don't know exactly, but hope you can fix it soon. But seriously, taking an overseas trip when it's not even vacation season, you're living the good life, you know.
I think I explained this before. I'm not on vacation, I'm here on a business trip.
Business trip? Come on, don't lie. No way someone like you with a low education level would get to go on a business trip abroad. Well, I actually am right now. I heard from Simon that you only graduated from high school.
Yep, that's true.
A bottom-tier person like you, who can't even go to university in this day and age, going on a business trip abroad is laughable.
Jeez, calling me a bottom tier?
I'm puzzled. Simon's right and graduated from a top university, but his sister is a high school graduate. Why is there such a difference even though you have the same parents? Well, if you didn't like studying, I guess there was nothing you could do about it.
I didn't particularly dislike studying, but due to circumstances, I had to start working right after school.
Yeah, whatever. I don't want to hear your excuses. You had to work because you're dumb, right? Nowadays, having just a high school diploma is embarrassing, don't you think?
That's so rude. I don't care how you see me anyway. There are plenty of successful people with just a high school diploma. It's unfair to judge someone as bottom tier based solely on their education.
You're too naive. No matter how nicely you put it, people with higher education are still favored in society. They get higher salaries. At the very least, you should have gotten an associate degree. Personally, I think people who haven't gone to university are not very useful.
I see. You graduated from a famous university too, but you've been a homemaker without ever working, right? I wonder if education is really necessary.
What did you say? Are you making fun of housewives? It's a respectable job. It requires a lot of brain power to manage household chores, you know.
I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. I just want to say that looking down on people based on their education is wrong.
Acting all high and mighty just because you got a job with only a high school education.
Vanessa, it seems like you don't have anything important to discuss. Can I excuse myself now?
Wait!
I still have some work to do.
What work? You're just playing around.
Well then.
Hold on.
What is it?
Totally forgot to mention. Simon and I decided to move into your house.
What? Why?
It's no big deal, right? Originally, it was a family home.
Yeah, it was, but not anymore. I'm living there now, so it's not nice if you just show up.
We already moved in.
What the heck?
Why are you surprised? It's normal for the eldest son and his wife to live in the family home. Simon had a spare key, so we've already brought all our stuff in.
This is unbelievable.
Listen, it's actually wrong for a single woman like you to live alone in this big house. It must be a hassle with all the cleaning. If we live together, we can share the chores, right? If anything, you should be grateful.
But,
Anyway, we're housemates now. Well, you won't be coming back for a while, so we'll make ourselves at home.
Hold on, Vanessa. Vanessa! Hey, Simon, I'm in a bit of a bind.
What's up?
I was chatting with Vanessa earlier. Is it true you guys moved into my place?
Oh, about that.
Why the heck did you do that without consulting me first?
What, got an issue with it? It's also my family home, you know? I don't need your permission.
Ugh, you two are so selfish. Anyway, why did you decide to come to my place?
We didn't have anywhere else to go.
What do you mean? What happened to your apartment?
We were ordered to vacate by the owner. The building is deteriorating, so we had to move out for reconstruction.
I see.
It happened suddenly, so we didn't have time to find a new place. So for the time being, we decided to move to your place, which was originally our home.
Uh-huh. In that case, you can stay for now. But make sure you find a new place by the end of the month.
Why?
Didn't we talk about this before? We can't stay there for long.
Really? Well, whatever. We're going to stay until we find the next place.
Only until the end of this month.
Yeah, I got it. By the way, I heard you're on vacation abroad.
Ugh, you and Vanessa are just unbelievable. It's not a vacation, it's a business trip.
Yeah, right. You're just sightseeing under the guise of a business trip.
No, seriously.
You got it easy, huh? I work late every day while you get to take days off for a vacation.
I'm telling you, it's not a vacation, it's work.
You know what? You could just not come back.
Huh?
If you stay away, the house would be ours, right? Living with a nagging sister-in-law would be annoying for my wife. Might as well live overseas for good.
What are you saying?
Well, if you adamantly insist, I guess we'll let you stay with us.
Why do I need your consent to live in my own house? You're not even the owner, so don't act so high and mighty.
Let me remind you, I'm the eldest son. Now that mom and dad have moved away, it's me who's inheriting that house.
Inheriting? Like I said earlier, we can't stay there forever, you know.
Oh, whatever. I'm not gonna listen to your nonsense.
What are you even talking about?
I finally got to live there. I don't need to rent a cramped apartment anymore, right? We'll take over the house.
Impossible. It won't be yours, no matter what. You have to leave as promised.
Why are you so annoying? If you keep arguing, you'll face consequences.
What do you mean?
Well, that's a surprise for when you come back.
Wait a sec. What are you planning to do?
I'll give you a harsh punishment for a defiant sister like you. Brace yourself.
Tony, you're not coming back anytime soon, right?
I should be back in about 3 days.
Like Simon said, it's okay if you stay there for good.
Jeez.
An undereducated, low-income person going on an overseas vacation is quite audacious. I went ahead and threw away all your stuff so you didn't have to come back.
What the heck?
I don't need a sister-in-law who lies about a business trip and just hangs around. You're nothing but a nuisance. After discussing with Simon, we decided to kick you out. Since you have no place or belongings to go back to, find a new place when you come back.
Did you really throw away all my stuff?
Of course! I left the usable appliances, but I got rid of the bed, dresser, and everything in the closet. But you know, it's such a shame.
What?
Turns out that being a high school grad means being poor after all. I thought I might take something if there was anything useful, but all the furniture was falling apart and the clothes were just cheap and worn out. Not a single branded item. Since everything was like trash, I threw it all away.
Thanks, I'm grateful.
What?
I didn't ask for it, but I appreciate you threw away my stuff.
Are you okay?
Great, you saved me a lot of trouble.
What do you mean?
You said my stuff was like trash, and you were right. Everything left there was stuff I was planning to get rid of anyway.
What? So, you didn't have anything important?
Nope. Took everything else and moved it to my new place.
New place?
I was planning to move anyway.
Really?
Haven't you heard anything from Simon? You guys are ready for the move too, right?
Move?
You can only stay there until the end of this month.
Hold on, what do you mean?
The house is scheduled for demolition.
Demolition?
You really didn't know, huh? I've already told him. You know, our parents lived there originally. When Dad retired a few years ago, they wanted to move to the countryside and decided to hand it over to me. But it's too big for me to live alone, and it's getting old and needs repairs all over too. About a month ago, we discussed demolishing.
Oh my God.
Of course, Mom and Dad have agreed to it, and I've informed Simon. At that time, you guys just got married. I checked with him if he had any plans to take over the house, but he agreed to demolish it. He said it was too big and cleaning would be a hassle for you.
Oh, I had no clue.
So the demolition work is starting at the end of this month. I had to move out before that, but with the sudden business trip, I was unsure when to clean up my room. Having the trip extended, I was getting anxious, but thanks to you throwing away my stuff on my behalf, I don't have to rush back now.
Hold on, I've never been told anything about tearing down the house or moving out.
I told Simon to leave by the end of this month. Did he not listen to the details? You have to clear out everything from there before the move-out date. You guys better start preparing.
Don't just decide such a major thing on your own. The house was bought by your dad, right? You don't have the right to demolish it.
When our parents left, the ownership was transferred to me, so I'm the owner.
You're kidding. This is too much to take in, all at once.
If you have any complaints, talk to Simon.
Isn't there any way to stop the construction?
Not possible.
Oh no.
Well, I have to get back to work now.
Tony, I heard you're tearing down the house.
Oh, you heard from Vanessa already, huh?
What are you thinking? Making arrangements without consulting me?
Hey, when it was decided, I informed you, remember? At that time, you didn't care, because you had no plan on living there, and you said you'd leave it all up to me, right?
Did I? But now I'm saying I'm going to live there. We should drop the demolition talk.
The paperwork is already done, so it's impossible. Besides, didn't I tell you clearly? You need to leave by the end of this month.
I completely forgot about the plan to tear down the house. It's my family home, and I intend to keep living there.
Unbelievable. But we have to leave no matter what. You guys need to move out soon.
Hold on. Where are you going after you move out?
I signed a lease for a new apartment.
Oh, good. Then we'll also move there with you.
Excuse me? Why would you come to my apartment? You guys can find a different place.
We can't, after all.
Why not?
We don't have the money.
Are you kidding me?
Actually, we were forced to leave the previous apartment not because of the building's deterioration, but because we couldn't pay the rent.
Well, I had my suspicions. It looked quite new and nice, so I thought the aging was probably a lie. But you work for a big company and hold a higher position, right? You must be getting a decent salary, so how can you not afford the rent?
Well, I messed up a bit at work and got demoted.
Oh.
So my salary was significantly reduced and life became tough. We couldn't even afford the rent.
But that doesn't justify moving into my house by force. If your salary isn't enough, then ask Vanessa to get a job. Or there are other options like moving to a cheaper place, you know.
I haven't told her about the demotion.
Oh my god.
Because I, a graduate of top-tier university, messing up at work is too embarrassing to admit, you know? After all, she expects to lead an easy life as a housewife by marrying someone like me. How could I disappoint her so early in our marriage?
I see. You're trying to impress her and overextending yourself. But is it really that hard to make a living just because you got demoted?
She loves spending, so I haven't been able to save any money. She spends my hard-earned money on designer bags, jewelry, and stuff. We used credit card installments, so we have a pile of debt now.
Whoa, you have debt too?
Yeah, she went on a shopping spree with my credit card. Well, I also bought some watches and shoes, but...
So both of you are show-offs.
So if you move, we're coming with you. We'll start packing now. Just tell me the new address.
Not happening.
Why not?
It'll be cramped with you guys around.
Deal with it. We're a family, right? Besides, it's more fun with a bunch of people than living alone.
I won't be alone. I'm getting married.
What?
Come to think of it, I hadn't told you about it.
Who's the lucky guy?
The CEO of the company where I work.
The CEO? How did the high school grad manage to marry the company CEO?
Listen, you and Vanessa love making fun of my education, but the reason I started working early was because Dad got sick and couldn't work anymore, you know? I actually enjoyed studying. Even after I started working, I read a lot of books and studied on my own to get many qualifications. I also gained recognition at work, and now I'm even entrusted to go on business trips abroad. I'm different from you, who sits on his education laurels.
Darn it.
You belittled me and tried to kick me out of the house. Don't come running to me now, just because we're family.
You're cold for a sister. You don't care if your brother becomes homeless.
That's your own fault.
Then lend me some money.
Yeah, right.
I'll rent an apartment, so I need money to move. Give me the relocation fee.
Why do I have to do that?
Because you're the only person I can rely on. I can't ask Dad and Mom, who are retired in the countryside. You're about to become the wife of the company CEO. It's not a big deal to lend me money for an apartment, right?
Yes, it is. Before relying on me, you should get Vanessa to work.
Don't be ridiculous. She's never had a job since graduating from university.
She brags about her education but has zero real-world experience. It's laughable.
Shut up. Being a full-time housewife is a respectable job too.
She said the same thing. Well, even if becoming a regular employee is impossible, she could do part-time jobs, right?
I also wish she would work a bit and contribute financially, but asking her to take a part-time job now would be embarrassing.
Why are you still trying to act cool at this point? Thanks to her selfishness, you're in debt, right? It's only fair to make her work.
I apologize for trying to kick you out. I regret making fun of your lack of education. I'll make her apologize someday too. Just let us stay in your apartment for a little while.
I said no. We're about to start our newlywed life. Your presence would only be a hindrance.
We'll move out as soon as we find a new place. Come on, it's a good deal, right?
I decline.
Please, Tony.
Go figure it out on your own.
Wait. Don't abandon us, Tony.
Simon and Vanessa, unable to find a new place, headed to our parents in the countryside. Since Mom and Dad were already aware of them trying to kick me out, they were promptly sent away. In the end, they had to turn to the mercy of Vanessa's family and became lodgers there. However, due to her demanding personality, her family and she never got along well. Shortly after, they were kicked out. In a tough spot, Simon quit his job, and he and Vanessa found live-in jobs together. However, whether due to their inability to learn new skills or their problematic personalities, they couldn't fit in at their workplace, constantly facing scolding from their employer. Their proud educational background seemed to be of no use, and both appeared to be going through miserable times. As for me, shortly after returning from my business trip, I got married to my husband and we moved into a new apartment together. At the wedding, I received blessings from many people, and now I'm one happy wife. Taking my spendthrift sister-in-law as a bad example, I've decided to continue working hard. I aspire to be a good teammate to my husband, both personally and professionally.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.